Today I'm going to be reviewing the Dickies Heavyweight Pocket T-shirt. This is a 6.75 ounce cotton T-shirt, so it is classified as heavyweight by most T-shirt standards. I have quite a few of these T-shirts and quite a few different colors. It's probably one of my favorite T-shirts that I own, which is why I have them in all different colors. I think it's a good quality T-shirt, and so I'm just going to go over some of the details and why I like this T-shirt. So first, the T-shirt is made in Nicaragua, this one. You can see it's 100% cotton. Most of their T-shirts are 100% cotton unless you get a heathered T-shirt, in which case there is a polyester blend. Another thing, not all of their T-shirts are made in Nicaragua. I have probably about 10 of these T-shirts, and some are made in Nicaragua, some are made in Mexico, and I believe some are also made in Guatemala, but I'm not 100% sure, but I do know they make them in different factories. The reason that's important is not all the T-shirts are the exact same in terms of the material. The fit is pretty identical between the factories. They do have pretty good quality control, but the actual cotton that they use on each T-shirt can differ from one factory to the next, and even from one color to the next. So for example, this color, it might be hard to tell, but this is I think they call it hunter green. I'm not sure exactly, I'll put it up on the video. But this T-shirt is really soft. It kind of feels like a garment dyed T-shirt. I don't think that it is, but I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that it is. And this one's really soft. Some of the other colors that I have are a little bit rougher than this one. So this one's super soft, it feels broken in. And then some of the other ones feel, I don't know, just a hand feel, they're not quite as soft. They're not uncomfortable, but I do notice a difference. Some things that I like about this T-shirt are, number one, the pocket. I use this pocket all the time. It does have branding on it. Some people might not like that. I actually enjoy it. It's pretty subtle. I think it looks cool. Another thing about this one in particular, this T-shirt, is that it does have a pen pocket as well. So you can barely see this stitching line here, and this is an individual pocket here where you can put a pen or pencil right there for just everyday use. I do like it. It's just a little feature that I have noticed. Another thing that I like about this T-shirt is the armholes. This may sound a little unusual, but I am particular about how large the armholes are on my T-shirt, and there's a reason for that. Basically, a lot of my other T-shirts ride a little too high in the armpit, and it causes a lot of staining, sweating, and it's just a little bit uncomfortable for me. This one's cut at 11 inches on the sleeve opening, and what that does is it allows the sleeve to hang down a little bit lower, and so none of this bottom part of the sleeve rides into your armpit. And I think that that's an awesome feature, and I went through quite a few different T-shirts before I found one that fits. This one does it. Another T-shirt that does it is the Carhartt T-shirts as well, the loose fitting ones. But that's a feature that's super important, and it's probably one of the biggest reasons that I like this T-shirt. Overall, I really like the quality of this T-shirt. I like how heavyweight it is. I like the price on it. It's about $17. I think that that's more than fair for what you're getting here. Some things that I don't like about this T-shirt, number one is this collar. You can see here where after a couple of washes, this collar will start to form these ridges along the edge here. It's not a huge deal, but it is something that I've noticed, and not all of my T-shirts do this in other brands. And it's one thing that I wish they would pay attention to detail on this shirt for possible improvements. Another thing for this T-shirt that they could improve on, again, not a huge deal, but some of the stitching in here when you first get the T-shirt, some of these threads will be loose. It's not necessarily a true loose thread in the sense that if you pull on it, the whole entire shirt's going to come undone. What it is, though, is once they finish these stitches, there's a piece of leftover thread typically at the end, and I did have to go through the T-shirt and cut those off. Again, it hasn't impacted the structure or the structural integrity of the shirt, but it's just a little thing that could be easily fixed. But again, at $17, I can't really complain. If the shirt was unraveling because of it, then that would be something that I'd be upset over, but that has not been the case. But I have found quite a few straggling ones on the inside, sometimes here, on the outside as well. Again, when the stitching ends, there'll just be an extra piece of string, and sometimes on the side seams here as well. Another thing that I think the T-shirt could improve upon is the T-shirt length itself for the arms. So I think that the arms are maybe just a ½ inch shorter than I would like. not a huge deal. But compared to the Carhartt t-shirts that I have, I do like how the sleeves are slightly oversized when it comes to their length, whereas these ones are just maybe a hair too small. Not a huge deal, something that I can completely overlook. But again, if I'm making my perfect t-shirt, that's one thing that I would change. Another thing, the tag on the inside of this shirt, and this is near the waist, this is super rough. I did have to go through and cut these tags out of all of my shirts because it is rough enough to where it's going to kind of cut into you, dig into you a little bit. It's not quite cardboard paper, but it's not far off. After cutting it down like this and having it go through the wash, I don't notice it anymore at all, but it is something that I have noticed in comparison to other t-shirts. For example, the Carhartt t-shirt uses a similar tag, but their tag is much softer. I don't notice it. I don't have to cut it out. Again, just another minor detail that I think they could improve upon, but at $17, I'm not really complaining that much. So just to wrap up, again, I've said it multiple times in this video, I really do enjoy this t-shirt. I think overall it's a great value. It's a heavyweight t-shirt for $17, doesn't break the bank. There are some quality issues, however, the quality issues that exist don't hinder the t-shirt in any way in terms of its form or function. Of note, the t-shirt does shrink significantly. Shrinks up about, I'd say maybe an inch or so in length. In width, I didn't notice it too much, but it could have definitely shrunken width-wise as well. But I definitely noticed it in the length. When I first got the t-shirt, it was maybe just an inch too long, maybe less, and then it shrunk up to my personal preference perfectly. Here's some fit pictures so you guys can see how the t-shirt looks on me. For reference, I'm 5'11", 160 to 165 pounds, and this is a size large after washing. So since it's a heavyweight material, I prefer this look. I prefer how it drapes, lighter weight material on me. I just don't like the way that it looks personally. Here you can see on the sleeve length, again, now that I'm looking at the pictures, honestly, I don't notice that the sleeves are too short, but it is something I can tell just barely when I'm wearing it. Again, this is mostly personal preference. I don't think these are too long. I think that they're just well fitted, and I prefer a slightly oversized sleeve length. Here's another picture where you can see what I was talking about earlier with the armpit. Again, this is probably the reason I like the t-shirt the most in combination with everything else. You can see here that the armpit is significantly lower than the rest of my body on the t-shirt, and so it doesn't feel tight, it doesn't feel hugging, it doesn't get super sweaty, and there's no staining. Again, I've had these shirts for maybe 6 months now, and it hasn't caused me any issues. And then finally, the last issue that I had with the t-shirt was a little bit of that collar roll where you can see those ridges forming after I wash the t-shirt. That's just a little minor detail. I'm just nitpicking here just to really find something to let you guys know about things I don't like about the t-shirt. But again, overall, I'm super happy with the t-shirt. I recommend it. Again, it's super cheap. Order it on Amazon, see how it fits, and then you can return it easily if you need to.